Hi everybody. In previous lessons, we've learned a little bit about working with adjustment layers, and I thought I'd take the opportunity just to talk to you a little bit more about them so that you can get the most good out of them. Now, it used to be in previous versions of Photoshop that if you used an adjustment layer, it sort of affected the whole picture, and you'd have to do special actions to get it to affect one layer only. Well, with the newer versions of Photoshop, the Adobe folks have seen the error of their ways, and when you make an adjustment layer, now it's really sort of geared towards working with one layer. So right now I've taken this image here, and I have separated out the carriage this was from the Barnum and Bailey Circus, and I separated this out in a separate layer. And I decided that I don't really like the purple, I want to change it to another color. So what I could do is I can go to Hue and Saturation, this is in my Adjustments palette, and I can click there. And you'll notice that in Properties, I can make my adjustments. So it used to be that you could make your adjustments here in the Adjustments layer, but now you have to go to Properties, which is fine, it's not really a big deal. And then you'll see that in Layers, that when I create my adjustment layer, there's this little arrow here that means that it will affect only the layer that's underneath it. So if I move my slider under Hue, you can see that the color of the carriage changes to whatever color I choose to make it. I can also make it more saturated to an almost painterly-like state. Let's bring that down a little bit. So the initial state with adjustment layers now is that it affects the layer underneath it. And for most circumstances, that's really what you want. But if you'd like for the whole thing to be affected, all you really have to do is grab the adjustment layer and just move it. And then you can move it back if you want to. Push that back. And you'll see now that the adjustment layer, if I change the adjustment, it affects the whole image now. So if you find that you'd like to have just one portion or one layer affected by your adjustment layer, that's fine. All you have to do is just choose it and it will work that way automatically. However, if you want your adjustment layer to affect the whole image, just move it and it will correct itself out and will affect the entire image. So that's just a quick little thing to keep in mind as far as adjustment layers are concerned. I've got a bunch of them to choose from. I just went with the hue and saturation, but they all work the same way. Okay?